What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on MMTLP and FINRA saga.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed, born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on.
And for today's video guys, I have several news and I have to admit that not all of them are quite positive for our community. But in general, I have to admit that we have extremely high level of activity from other side, from our counterparties. And this means we are on the right path and we are consistently achieving major results that are bothering our counterparty. And definitely it is a very good sign. So, before we dive deep into all of this, guys, please hit the like button for YouTube algorithm and drop me a line in the comment section if you think my videos are valuable for you. It is extremely important for me to know that you support my channel and you like my videos. That is why just do it, hit the like button and let's move forward. So, let's start with this news. Paul T wrote this tweet just several hours ago and he said, most of you know I live in New Jersey. Today I received a letter via USPS from Pete Sessions' office. It is solely regarding MMTLP. Pete says he is still committed to seeking answers to this multi-jurisdictional issue. I will see. An attachment SEC press release was also provided regarding the lawsuit to MMTLP, John Burda and Polycross. Here's what was received. And let me show you this letter in details. As you can see, it was this letter was written on June 25th, just several days ago, and it was addressed to Paul T, as you can see right here. Let me quote it for you in details. I am writing to provide you with the latest information released by the Securities Exchange Commission concerning metamaterials and its former CEOs John Burda and George Polycross. As you know, my office began addressing the MMTLP and Next Bridge Hydrocarbons issue with the SEC and FINRA on December the 6th of 2022 as a result of feedback from a constituent in Texas. From the outset, our approach has been to diligently listen to stakeholders, disseminate relevant information, and be specific in our communications. I remain committed to seeking answers to this multi-jurisdictional issue, which is inherently time-consuming. The SEC's investigative work on this portion was revealed today, and I have attached the relevant information here for your review. While this update represents a step in the process, it is important to recognize that it is merely one part of a broader effort. I appreciate your patience and provision of valuable information. We have an ongoing dialogue with other officers and the House Financial Services Committee. This effort is not concluded independently, and I value the involvement of investors and ask that you continue to work with us as process continues. I look forward to your ongoing teamwork. So, I have to say that this letter in general is not so positive for us because Pete Sessions added, let me show you, he added the link and basically the letter that was issued by SEC where they charged metamaterials CEOs with market manipulation, fraud and other violations. And this means Pete Sessions basically says that he agrees with this decision, but in general, I have to admit that this decision is extremely controversial because we know that SEC is a part of the conflict, and by this press release, they basically tell us that we have to keep an eye on the former MMAT and TRCH C-level executives. But guys, at the same time, this statement says that they do nothing, but let me show you this. On Threads, we posted this tweet that John Burda published back in December of 2023, and John Burda wrote, just to get this correct, again, the CEO and the management of MMAT were in charge of the Series A preferred stocks when it became tradable. I was the person who notified OTC that it wasn't supposed to trade. I was the one who called the company to plead with them that this was not supposed to trade. I was no longer CEO or in management, nor was McCabe. I didn't sell a single share of TRCH in 12 years and only sold MMAT recently once they fired George Parker's, sick of the BS. And guys, I have to say that this tweet is extremely thoroughly written, and John Burda explained his position during these days, during the illegal youth recall, and this post is contradicting to this press release in general. This means, and we know that John Burda just 2 days ago said that he will sue SEC because of this press release. And guys, I have to say that our counterparty became extremely active, and they are trying to push our case down no matter what. Let me show you one more important thing that is not so common for the Congress response. Let me show you this tweet that was published by Meta News in response to these letters that Paul T received just several days ago. Meta News wrote, "Funny thing is he's sending this not only to his constituents, but to MMTLP shareholders across the country." So, and it is really interesting. Why did he do it, and what is his main purpose? I have to admit that Pete Sessions is not so active, in our case, and his position is quite controversial. Let me show you that he published a tweet that is not related to our case, but let me quote you this in details. "My amendment to reallocate funding for Smart Hub research at Baylor University was passed. This investment is crucial for developing RF and radar technologies that will advance spectrum dominance on the battlefield and safety for our servicemen and women." And this, as you can see, this tweet is completely unrelated to MMTLP saga, but all of the comments, and we can see that there is exactly 35 comments under this tweet. All of them, pretty much all of them, are related to our case. Let me show you just one of them. Syntax Queen of the Metaverse wrote this: "Several military families such as mine have been harmed by what happened with MMTLP. Your interaction with Ori Rubinstein yesterday was a failed opportunity to advocate for those military members, veterans and their families. Veterans have taken their lives because of the MMTLP fiasco, and Congress is failing in its responsibility to represent the very people who voted them into office." And I have to say that the most recent conversation in between Ori Rubinstein and Pete Sessions is just a conversation of two old friends, in my opinion. And we didn't see any tricky questions from Pete Sessions. If he says that he's on our side, why in the world he didn't ask any questions directly related to MMTLP saga to Ori Rubinstein? It doesn't make sense. On top of that, guys, take a look right here. Christian Shaughnessy reposted the tweet that was made by Polish Assassin, and it is basically the way how the entire problem might be solved, the entire problem of naked shorting activity. She wrote, "An easy fix. Ask yourself why financial regulators won't do it. Who are they protecting?" And the original tweet of Polish Assassin is following: "I would submit that one simple change by the SEC could have a massive impact on reducing naked shorting. Just make shorts file over 5% of the float in any public company, including their stocks, options, swaps, or any other derivative instrument. The solutions are not hard." On top of that, Polish Assassin wrote this: "Isn't it amazing how the SEC requires any investors who buys more than 5% of a public to file their ownership? However, if an investor shorts more than 5% of a public company, there is no filing requirement. Why does our SEC allow shorts to stay hidden?" And guys, the only answer that you can say, and guys, the answer is obvious. Shorts are paying for their ability to short the stocks to oblivion, and they pay it to regulators and authorities. It is my personal opinion, but I don't see any other explanation of this fact. And guys, let's go back to Ori Rubinstein and his activity in regards to MMTLP case. Let me show you this tweet that was published by RareDD, and RareDD made this amazing due diligence just yesterday, and he wrote, "Why is Ari Rubinstein so tagged?" In April 2023, the New York Stock Exchange ended a multi-year investigation which concluded that Ari Rubinstein's GTS Securities was involved in a variety of market manipulation on the New York Stock Exchange. This manipulation took place over the course of 6 years, nearly the entire time that GTS Securities was a designated market maker on this stock exchange. The resulting fine was a negotiated AWC $10 million, $5 million to the New York Stock Exchange, and $5 million to the New York Stock Exchange ARCA. Two GTS Securities employees that seemingly took the blame but were never fired were also fined $150,000 each. GTS didn't have to admit or deny any wrongdoing. This is the case with all of their other financial crimes, at least the ones that are brought to light by the respective regulator of the exchange. What I've noticed is that a crime by GTS that took place on the New York Stock Exchange for 6 whole years might suggest that the same activity should be investigated on the FINRA-regulated OTC, especially since the result of the New York Stock Exchange investigation went into their broker check report, and $10 million is significantly higher than the average fine. But if these crimes were investigated by FINRA, they seemingly found no wrongdoing. This is concerning because at least 2 OTC issuers, GTII and NWBO, have named GTS Securities in spoofing lawsuits. Could it be that Rubinstein's role as a member of FINRA's Market Surveillance Advisory Group has granted him less scrutiny by the regulator? I've noticed that after months of posting about this phenomena, FINRA has since begun to fine GTS for crimes first discovered by other regulators. Back to the New York Stock Exchange crimes. GTS Securities was required to receive monitoring by an outside party for a period of 18 months. How long has Ari been out of the public eye? And guys, it is exactly the same time period. Next one. The 18 months will soon be over depending on when it started, but if GTS's business model focused on nefarious activity, what an ideal time to relax on a beach somewhere or go to a tanning saloon. It should also be noted that GTS was not cooperative with the investigation. This fact, combined with the fact that the guilty employees weren't fired, gives the impression that GTS was in on the behavior, in my opinion. Most disturbing is that GTS has become integral to the market in many ways. They serve as the DMM for 8 DJIA components: 3M, Disney, Procter & Gamble, Chevron, American Express, Merck, ExxonMobil, and Pfizer. And their $14 trillion capitalization accounts for a 32% market share of the New York Stock Exchange. How big do you need to be in order too big to fail? Which brings us to their alleged involvement in MMTLP and possibly MMAT and TRCH saga. What if the regulators believed that the role of GTS Securities and their ability to continue in that role was more important than approximately 65,000 investors and their families? The SEC assumed they'd be able to sway public opinion when they recently charged the former Torchlight and Metamaterials CEOs, but here we have actual proof who pays $10 million if they aren't guilty of the ongoing market manipulation by one of the market makers that might have participated in getting MMTLP tradable. There is plenty here to justify an investigation, but instead Rubinstein is testifying before the House Financial Committee as an expert witness to advocate for what's in his best interest. The post below also includes a video that in many ways raises more questions concerning GTS's MMTLP involvement. And he added the post with the reference to his video that he published on March 26th of this year, and it explains the all the details in regards to Ari Rubinstein's and GTS securities activity. And guys, this post alone raises a lot of questions to Ari Rubinstein, and believe me, Pete Sessions knows about, let's put it this way, the majority of these issues. But why in the world he didn't ask any questions to Ari Rubinstein that is directly related to this issue? It doesn't make sense. And in general, I have to say that this activity shows and pretty much confirms that Pete Sessions is not on our side. Let me show you again his Twitter account, and let me show you this. You can see that we have a lot of comments under his latest tweet that are directly related to our case. But guys, it is not the only ones. I can see that, let's take a look right here. On June 26th, he also published a tweet, and we have several comments with the mention of MMTLP saga. But these comments wasn't answered by Pete Sessions, and guys, he knows that we are trying to find the resolution, the potential path to the resolution, and he doesn't want to help us because he cannot even mention our case in his latest tweets, even in the responses to his latest tweets. That is why, guys, we have to be focused on the potential path to the resolutions, and we have several of them. And one of them is still the same. One of them is the path through the Congress. But unfortunately, we have more and more evidence that not so many people from Congress want to help us, even though they signed a letter that was prepared by Ralph Norman's office back in December of 2023, on December 22nd of 2023. And let me show you even more evidence that a lot of Congress members are trying to hide, or not to hide, but to keep silent in regards to our case. Charles Gasparino, and you know this person is also potentially a paid shill, and just several months ago he was extremely active in regards to our case, but then it was filed a lawsuit by one of our community members against his actions on Twitter, and he kept silence. But for now, he started to make several posts in regards to our case, and he wrote this 13 hours ago. Breaking: I'm still waiting for Ralph Norman for my request for comment on the latest twist on MMTLP controversy and the SEC's enforcement action. Not sure what's taking him so long. Maybe Dennis Neal and Johnny Tobacco are briefing him. Sad, huh? And I have to admit that Ralph Norman has also quite a tricky position. It is not clear for 100%, at least for me. And yes, on the one hand, he wrote the letter that was addressed to Gary Gensler and Robert W. Cook back in December of 2023. And this letter was signed by him, by Pete Sessions, and by 72 other Congress members. At the same time, he asked just several weeks ago, couple of weeks ago, on June the 5th, he asked Gary Gensler again about the ongoing investigation. And unfortunately, with the most recent PR statement from SEC, we don't know the opinion of Ralph Norman in regards to this matter. That is why, guys, his position, in my opinion, is still in limbo, and we have to keep an eye on all of them. And definitely, we have to be united and we have to be focused. And guys, let me tell you my personal story. I have a wife and 2 children aged 11 and 15, as well as a small dog. After 30 years of living in Russia near the Baikal Lake, we decided to move. Now we reside in Serbia. Although I don't own any MMTLP shares, I invest a lot of time creating daily MMTLP videos. I have been doing this every day without days off and holidays for more than 1.5 years. Now I wish to buy back this time from my family, from my children. We've agreed that I will ask the MMTLP community to support me, and I will give all the money to the children. Therefore, if you believe that I am providing useful content for you and wish to support me, you can join my Patreon account. For $5 a month, I will add your name to my list of supporters if you wish. Thank you in advance. The link you can find in the description below. So, I think that's all information that I want to provide you. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gone live it up on the attack.